Welcome everyone, Madman bringing another RSL video. So today I want to discuss Phantom Shogun's Grove. So, it's all nice. There's all kinds of videos on how to farm or speed farm 24 or 25. Problem is, how do you get there? So we're gonna work our way there and see what we can do. Um, we're gonna start with just stage 10. I'm gonna assuming, almost anything you throw together can at least get to stage 10 or whatever. So let's start with stage 10 here. Um, and let's see. So he's void. We'll stick with Mithrala. I don't know. Let's go with, you know what? Let's go with like 2 Cold Hearts, maybe Whisper. Well, 2 Cold Hearts. We'll do this Royal Guard here. And let me see, find 2 Cold Hearts here, but you can do the Husk or whatnot. And we'll just move some champs around here. Yeah, let's do these 2 Cold Hearts here. Now, one of the things you're gonna want is some champs there that have higher blessings, hopefully. But I would say at least 3-star blessings are going to be what you kind of want for a lot of this. But this is going to be a mishmash. Mithril will probably be the constant through here. And the reason we have her in there is for her cleansing ability. So we'll just do that. And then I will show you the builds here. Hopefully of what all we used here. So let's not put it on auto. So she hit Cold Heart there. So we're going to go ahead. We'll put the Hex out. And then go ahead and we'll put Decreased Defense and Weaken out. Hopefully we landed those. So let's go ahead and do Heartseeker. You notice his counter still at 0. So that went up some. We'll do his enemy max HP as well. Do her Heartseeker. And then we'll just do simple poisons right now. We want to save her cleanse for, okay, so now is the time we'd want to do the cleanse here. Because he's put out these debuffs on us, but we're not around to her cleanse, so that's going to make the counter go up. I don't know if we want to attack. We're going to go ahead and attack 2 times here just to see. That counter went way up. So we're on it. That went up to 23, 30. Now we get to our cleanse. That's good. So now we want to do our A1. And that hopefully that dropped us down to 27, 26. He didn't kill us, so he's still pretty weak here. Hopefully we'll drop us down 27, 26 there. What is this? Decreased speed. We can try and put that on him. Well, we got it on him. That's good. I don't think they're around, so I'm not going to use the decreased defense and weaken just yet. Yeah, 2 more turns for her. 1 more turn for her, so we'll put it on this time. We're down to 13 here, so we've gone down some. And we'll go ahead and put that decreased defense and weaken back out there. She got hit. Brimstone definitely helps. We don't want to use the cleanse. Sadly, these lower stages, we're going to have to manual, so 2 times. So hopefully it brings us down to 6. Or it's down to 7. Hit him there. Go ahead. Hit him with the hex. She is almost dead. But we're down. Oof, jumped all the way up to 30. That's because of the debuffs. It's not good. Oof. Okay, so we want to just do her A2. And the reason we didn't use her A1 is because that hits 4 times. So with the debuffs, it would really ramp that counter up, and that's not necessarily what we want. Might have done that a turn too soon here. Looks probably like it, but we'll finish him off here um, any minute now. All right, so stage 10, pretty easy there. Okay, green. So we'll just stick with the same uh, comp there because we're positive or neutral affinity against spirit there. So even at stage 11, he's faster than us, but that's fine. You could, and we're going to use a gnarl horn at some point here, so you might want to be using your gnarl horn. And go from there. Okay, so now we want to cleanse. And then since this hits 2 times, even though we didn't put poisons out, but she might, oof. Okay. That jumped way up to 25, so let's get it dropped down there. Brimstone definitely helps, which I believe Lydia is the one with Brimstone. So we're getting lucky there. Now let's see if it shoots up here. We're at 22, and yeah, it jumped up to 37. So that's because of her 4-hitter. Oof, it's going to jump up. Nope, that went down. I don't get why that went down. Anyway, even if one of the cold hearts dies here, we'll probably be all right. Now, hopefully that brought it down. Big hit there. She's toast there. Still don't want to use the heal just yet. Since we got poisons out, let's put poison sensitivity out as well. One turn there. Here comes a big nuke from Royal Guard. Didn't quite finish off. But that should do it. No, wouldn't you know it? Not quite. There we go. All right, so there we go, stage 11. So let's move on to stage 12. So we don't want Royal Guard here. I'm going to try it with Husk. And then if that doesn't work, Husk 2, we'll put Gnarl Horn in there because this might be the point where we start, this is where you might need some specialists at some point in there. So decrease defense and weaken. Let's hit with the big hit there. His big hitter is the A2. That took a nice chunk out. I'm wondering if I don't quite have the right cold hearts, but that's okay for now. You could even use an Armiger if you don't have the cold hearts. Oh, okay, wait. So since we have like Enfeeble here and stuff, we want to use the A2 single. Is this a single? Attacks one enemy, because this is a double hitter. So I'm going to hit just a single there because that counter's going up. She's almost toast. Again, single there. Okay, now we get our cleanse, which is helpful. So now we should be able to start dropping that counter little by little. I think we're getting close to getting back around to those Heart Seekers. Not on her, apparently. Go ahead and put the hex out. Her Heart Seeker will be available next go round, but she's toast. Don't know if we'll get poisons out, but we can put poison sensitivity out. Hit him. Now we'll get some poisons out as well. Sadly, I don't know if decreased defense and weaken will still be on. Now, since he's got protected and people, he may not hit this hard, and he didn't. But we didn't have decreased defense and weaken out, so that kind of stinks. I should have paid attention to that, but this Heartseeker should hit. Again, Hex. And just slowly work our way and whittle down this boss here. Like I said, it's not pretty in these lower stages, but hopefully, you know, you've got decent enough champs, and you should have reasonable enough champs and/or gear at this point if you're going ahead and attempting this in the first place. So decrease defense and weaken again. His big nuke, hopefully that didn't quite finish him off. And boom. Okay, he's down. So I'm going to go through, and from here on out, let's see, blue. So we're still strong with the blue, so we're going to stick with that. But I'm going to go radio silent, and we'll just speed through unless we have any issues. Okay, so that failed. Find that husk, use that husk again, but we're going to switch to Gnarlhorn here. And boom. Okay, so we got through round 13 there. So you can see how kind of Gnarlhorn works there. Put Nut in there and try and make this a little bit quicker and smoother, but he won't be able to work every time. Anyway, I'm going to go silent here, and we'll make sure this run works. Okay, so putting in Newt there made stage 15 a lot better and quicker there. Red, so we're still strong affinity, so we'll go ahead and keep going this way. Okay, so we got through stage 16 there. Okay, so that failed. So let's go with the double husk. I know, not ideal. Um, or let's first try Royal Guard here in place of Cold Heart. Okay, so we got through stage 17 there by going with Royal Guard and Husk. So 18 is a void, so that'll work there. I'm gonna go switch. So I'm gonna go with Newt to make it faster, and I'm going back to Cold Heart for one reason alone, is she has the 5-star blessing on her. And boom. So there we go. We got through stage 18. Try the A3, but I have a funny feeling. No, it worked. All right. So as you can see, Newt's a beast, especially with Gnarlhorn there. But this is where we now start running into some problems here. I think that I get through. So this time, right, Gnarlhorn is bad. So this is where I'm going to go with the double husk. And as you can see, we're getting wiped here. So Mithral, we have speed and a double perception set. And so we got her at 76,000 HP, 3,200 defense, 269 speed. Don't really care about the crit rate or crit damage. It'd be nice, but 526 accuracy. So the more the better there. She is mostly booked. She's missing one book here. That's just from the poisons. And her masteries, we went down to get as much accuracy as possible. And then the defense. Okay, Lydia. Lydia, we have hitting here a little bit, so we came down here to get War Master, some accuracy, but you know, we want to potentially extend um, the increase speed or strengthen, and try and extend the um, decrease defense and weaken. So that's why we went with those two there. She is fully booked, and she does have Brimstone, and she's a double speed set and perception. We got her at almost 62,000 HP, 3,300 defense, 264 speed. We got her at 265 resistance and almost 400 accuracy. Obviously, more accuracy would be better there. And I'm trying to think of where I use her. I can't remember, but that's why the resistance is up there a little bit. So that is Lydia, and she is in a blood shield ring there because I do sometimes use her with Seer. So Husk 2 is our main Husk here. Wow, he's actually in a Bloodthirst set so that he can heal back up, and then Perception there. But he's got almost 54,000 HP, 2,400 defense there. I don't think the 2,400 attack does anything on him. I think he's HP based. 192 speed, do have 100% crit rate, and 235 crit damage. And we do have some accuracy just for Hydra to try and land those provokes. I want to say at probably maybe stage hard there. Of course, he's going to be fully booked because it's pretty easy to book. We went with Hero Soul. Um, that's mainly for Hydra there. But again, we came down to War Master here. And a little bit of accuracy, a little bit of speed there if people start dying. Lore Steel, you know, to increase some of the stats there. Psycho Magic to hopefully get back around to his main skills. And it is mainly Hydra build there. Husk 2, pretty much the same masteries there. Um, again, fully booked, but this one is built in Relentless in Perception. We got it almost 52,000 HP, almost 2,400 defense, a little faster at 209, not as much crit rate, uh, but reasonable accuracy and stuff on him as well, but he is in Relentless, remember, so. And then, what do we have? So we got Newt here, he's in Savage. Got him at 46,000 HP, almost 4,200 defense, 257 speed, do have 100% crit rate. Sadly, only 205 crit damage there, but 375 accuracy. But he does hit, pretty hard. But I've kind of built them because he's in my Hydra and my Fire Knight hard team. So he is fully booked. He has Brimstone as well. And then we came down here to Giant Slayer, since he does a 3-hitter here on both his A1 and his A3. And again, Cycle Magic to get down, cool down them skills a little bit, and Lord Steel to benefit the gear we have on him. So that is Newt here. Cold Heart 1 just came down here to Flawless Execution, a little bit of accuracy, and Master Hexer here. Of course, she is fully booked. Got Hero Soul to her. That's mostly for Spider. Speed Set Perception. And then Broken Piece there. She's only 30,000 HP, 3,400 attack, only 1,500 defense, but 243 speed. 92, which is overkill. And 238 crit damage. Remember, she only needs 70 for that Heartseeker, and she has some accuracy there. The other Cold Heart as well is in a Destroy and Divine Speed. 32,000 HP, 3,500, 2,000, only on 186, 70% crit rate, 220% crit damage. She was built long ago, I want to say for Scarab King maybe. And then lastly, my Royal Guard here. He's actually in mismatched pieces here. That's probably why he was sucking. 36,000 HP, but 4,700 attack, 234 speed, almost 100% crit rate, only 182 crit damage there. Haven't even chose all his masteries. That's why he was sucking. But he is fully booked, so it probably should have been using Royal Guard 1. Yeah, should have been using Royal Guard 1. He'd have done a lot more damage. But the downside is Royal Guard 1 does not have the 3-star blessing. I am not sure why not. Okay, but lastly here we have Gnarlhorn. Not fully built out at all, but basically 60,000 HP, 2,100 defense, 190 speed, but he has the highest crit damage at 273. He is fully booked. He does have Phantom Touch, and give him some damage, so War Master, and then some defensive stuff there. But that's mainly for other places. For this, we want him to be unkillable and the target of the Shogun. So there we sit as far as at least going from stage 10, which you should be able to reach pretty easily, up to stage 20 now, and a rough idea of those builds. Some of them are fairly solid builds, but I don't think any of those are outrageously crazy builds whatsoever. I'm sure most people that are getting it to this point have probably pretty decent gear and should be able to achieve those builds or whatnot. Doesn't have to be Mithrala, but it definitely helps. You need some type of cleanser, and you'll need them to be speed tuned once you know, get to either 24 or 25, but again, we want to get there first. She should be at about the right speed for that. Anyway, I need to figure out how to do the rest of them, and once I do, I will record some more video, which will be in an instant for you. Okay, so days later, and much energy later, and much coin later, we're going to see, I beat stage 21, but we're going to see if we can repeat it here. And then we got nailed because we shut up. Okay, I don't know what the deal is. For whatever reason, that one time, RTAC jumped in front. I don't know if it was a glitch or what the hell. All right, real quick here. So I got past stage 21. I managed to do it twice. But as you can see, while I was recording, it failed every time there. And I'm going to show you what happened here. So we did get past it. But this is what was causing the problem. So RTAC actually, I can't remember if it was turn 2 or turn 3, jumped in front of Reliquary Tender, and when he shouldn't have, and that was when the run actually ended up working. So here is the problem, or why that happened. So what had happened is Artak on his masteries has Cycle of Revenge, which increases the turn meter when an ally is attacked with a critical hit. And the boss is hitting Gnawhorn or whoever has the highest crit damage with a crit hit most of the time. So he hit that 50% chance, and he jumped up past Reliquary Tender there and took that turn out of place, and that actually caused the run to succeed instead of fail. And then other runs, same thing. I had Cycle of Magic chosen on Reliquary Tender, and that's why I was struggling with a lot of runs. So anything that's got turn meter boost or increase in it is not a good thing, and that's going to lead to problems. So you can see with her, I just got rid of her masteries. You know, HP and defense would help, but not super critical, because you know, we have a reasonable amount of HP here and actually a reasonable amount of defense, and she's pretty high speed here. So we didn't really need the masteries there. As you can see, I got some 5-star gear as well in there. But that's the reason why those runs worked those 2 times, but then failed the rest, was because I was not getting that turn meter boost at the right time. So it was pure RNG there. But I wanted to make that statement before we move on. Okay, let's see if I can repeat the results here for stage 22. Boom, dead. All right, so let's go back to the Bastion and take a look here at the builds here. So for 21, right, we used RTAC, and the big thing, you obviously want some accuracy, but I dropped him down to 219 speed. Now I need to change him again, but I did change a piece of gear to drop him down to 219. Reliquary Tender on 21, we had her at 240, and then that's pretty much the most important part, and is some survivability stats. I don't know how he jumped ahead of her. That's for sure. But I want to say his speed was higher. I want to say 232. Somehow I jumped ahead of her. I got lucky there. Paragon, I have not changed. He's at 160, 176 with a high HP there, you know, high survivability stats. Gnarlhorn, and he's in a toxic, slightly helpful, but not super helpful. He's at 184 with high stats, but of course he's got to have the highest crit damage, so he's in crit damage and perception. I think that was just to get enough speed there. Of course, Thylesia here, and she was used on stage 21, 239, so one speed slower than Reliquary Tender there, with some decent survivability. Well, we gave her some crit damage with the right crit rate. I know overshot. I need to up the accuracy, and I can actually get her up to over 400 and increase her speed, but not for stage 21. It was more for stage 25, and then some attack if possible. And then, so I tried Cold Heart, but see, our attack was what, 2? Again, real quick, he was 219, so Cold Heart is well over speed, and that was probably the problem. She didn't work because she's at 243, so that is not good, but she is 5-star blessing there. Then Mithrala is pretty quick here. Again, high survivability stats there, and 269 speed, 526 accuracy. She is actually built for my Hydra. I did not change her for our Hydra. So, and same with Lydia. She's like Hydra build and Fire Knight, or, you know, regular Fire Knight or whatever. So multi-purpose build here, but her stats are 264, so again, pretty quick, and high survivability, and reasonable amount of accuracy. That should actually be pretty close to what you need there for stage 25, but we're not going to be using her in stage 25. So if you got her something similar like that for Fire Knight and or Hydra or whatever, there you go. They're the kind of speeds, so that's the speed range I used there for 21 and 22. So Artak, Gnarlhorn, Paragon, Thylesia, and Reliquary Tender for 21, and then I switched to Mithrala, Lydia, Artak, Gnarlhorn, and Paragon for stage 22. If I slow down Cold Heart, okay, now the big thing, see, is 5-star blessing, 5-star blessing. Of course, the same thing with him is Brimstone as well, so that should speed up the run. Only 1-star with Mithrala and Lydia. She's also in Brimstone. Every now and then she lands it. Paragon doesn't have any blessings right now, which is not good. Gnarlhorn has 2-star blessing, and Thylesia has 3-star blessing. And then, of course, just a 1-star blessing on Reliquary Tender. So I'm going to see if I can deal with 23 here. And move up the ladder here. So let's see, green, blue, so we're a positive affinity or whatever. So we're going to try this again. Hopefully speed tune holds, but we'll see. But I am going to go silent, and we'll just see how the run goes. Okay, so we got a little luck there. For stage 23, we had a Newt here. He has 2-star blessing. He is in Savage there, and 46,000 HP, 4,100 defense, and 257 speed. Of course, he is crit capped and 205 crit damage. The 375, not really that important with him. So anyway, that is Newt. Okay, so a day later for me, reasonable amount of coin, but not too much, because luckily they're actually doing free gear changes there right now, and a fair amount of energy though. We're on to stage 24 here. Now, this is something I found on Coldbrew, so let's replay this, see if I can get through it. This is a manual. His was an auto run, but I'm manualing it. And boom. So I screwed that up. I should have put unkillable. So let's kill this run here and try it again. And boom. Brimstone saves the day. Now you might not have brimstone, so this could be a little bit of trouble there, but I don't want to go through too many of these. So what I'm going to do here, let's go back to the Bastion here, take a quick look at these. Recently used. So Newt, we still haven't changed. Savage set and 46,000 HP, 4,100 defense, 257 speed, 100% crit rate, and 205 crit damage with some accuracy. I use him a Hydra and Ice Skull or Fire Knight Hard, all in the same build here. He is fully booked with, of course, Brimstone, which is what, 2-star Brimstone, so literally not much chance of landing. And then his masteries you can see here. All right, Mithrala, real quick, they're her masteries. She's fully booked, and she is the same build as before, the speed and double perception. Real quick look at her stats: 76,000 HP, 3,200 defense, 269 speed, and a good bit of accuracy. Again, she is used in Hydra and a small amount in Arena as well. And then, so this Cold Heart, we did not change. This is the 5-star one, 30,000, 3,400, 1,500 defense, 243 speed, too much crit rate, and a decent amount of crit damage with some accuracy. And she is the 5-star blessed one. Now, the 1-star one, I modified a little bit. I had to put her in speed. And here's the big thing, 283 speed. That's what Coldbrew had on his. Now, I think his Mithrala was a little bit faster than mine. But as you can see, you can get through it if you're just trying to get through it. You might want to match his speeds a little better if, you know, you're going to try and farm 24 instead of 25. But overkill on the crit rate and pretty low crit damage on her, otherwise reasonable stats. And then Gnarlhorn, from before I had to speed up, so I think I changed just the banner here, but we jumped him up from, I want to say, 183, 186 to 208. I want to say Coldbrew had him at 209, but he's got pretty decent amount of HP and defense. I didn't want to pump a lot of stuff in there, and of course he's highest at 293 crit damage. I didn't want to make him a too crazy stat bloat there because I'm going to use him in, you know, a final build here for stage 25. Of course, he's fully booked as well. Having this A3 is definitely most important. He does have Phantom Touch, not that it matters, and then, you know, a little bit of damage and counterattack masteries. The counterattack actually helps a little bit because if he does hit with that A1, he can drop that counter a little bit, and he does have a 2-star blessing here. And a lot of this is about the blessings, right? When we get to the final one, we'll discuss more about how much in blessings you're going to need, not necessarily what type, but you know, how many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-star blessings and stuff to help you get through the run there. So, but anyway, that's stage 24. Just like 21, 24 is a little iffy there. I don't know if it'd be 100% run or not. 22 and 23, Probably a little bit iffy through there as well. I'm going to be on the safe side saying that, but you just got to get through these once. Now, if you want to farm stage 24, then, find any one of the videos once you get there. But the true main purpose of this video is, okay, how do I get to stage 24 or 25? Anyway, I'm going to work on a 25 comp, and then we'll get back and do the final recording there. Okay, after much time, much chagrin, and much wasted energy, I finally got it figured out and was able to complete stage 25, and it is a full auto team. Not the greatest time, but 2.5 minutes is still not too bad considering it's all rares that we're taking on stage 25. So this is a modification slightly from Biohacks, but it's his tune that's the more important thing. And there's a few little caveats there, but let's go into the team setup here. And where do we have it here? So team setup here. Got Gnarhorn in lead for his defense because I did not get the greatest numbers of defense here. You could drop that down to about 50, but you'd like to see that up at 3,000 or higher. Maybe even more than that. So I won't say this is 100% because defense is a little low, and I have seen him get one-shotted, but it's rare. But he can get one-shotted right off the bat, and well, then it's game over right from the start. But for Gnarhorn, we're just turning off A2 and A3 and only using his A1. So the first Cold Heart with the highest amount of blessings needs to be the faster of what's considered a DPS. I just prioritize her Heartseeker and then let her do whatever else. After that, 247 speed in this particular case. And let me go back real quick here, back up. So Gnarhorn's at 183. Supposedly the range is 179 to 186. I have not tested it slower or faster speeds because I was having so much issues. I was trying to match exact speeds of what he had in his comp. It was not working, and I'll explain why it wasn't working later on. But so 183 for Gnarhorn, then supposedly the ranges are 245 up to 269, but I have not tested them other than these speed 245, 246, 247, so they kind of work here. Now here's important key here. This is the faster Cold Heart, and you want whoever is the higher blessing DPS. Now, DPS in this particular case is obviously 2 Cold Hearts, but you could have someone say that does drop defense or whatever, and if they have more blessings, you want them to be faster. If they have less blessings, then you want them to be the slower one. I know it's counterintuitive, but just trust me. So, and notice her crit damage is close to Gnarhorn's. We're off by 6, but he still has more. He's at 293. She's at 287. Then Reliquary Tinder here. We're going to open with the A1, and then we're going to prioritize the A2. And then 284, and the speeds are real tight, 284 to 285. You may have to up the speed by 1, maybe drop the speed by 1. It depends on the speed gear because remember it gets rounded up, so that could affect things. And then Paragon needs to be the slowest. Supposedly the range is 173, to 185. I have him at 175. Like I said, I was kind of matching the speed he was having because I was having issues. And that's why I burned up through a lot of energy. But here, we're going to prioritize the A2, and we're just going to turn off the A3. And then the other Cold Heart, same priority. Her Heartseeker, first priority, 245. So 247, 245. So she's slower. She's right at the bottom of the range. And she's got a fair amount of crit damage there, but not exceeding what Gnarhorn has. Another big caveat here. I had her down to like 30,000 HP, and she was getting clobbered. I want to say when he did his first A1 or whatever, so it was not good. So try and get her higher up here on the HP. and she's a 3-star blessing, and we can go over the rest of that. Anyway, so let's just go ahead and we will do an honor run here. And this, like I said, it's going to take about 2.5 minutes. So see, wasn't too bad. I only lost about 60% HP on that first hit, but he has clobbered me for like all of it there. And he does have counterattack on, so that's why he counterattacked there. But so it's set up that Reliquary Tender cleanses each time he does his A2. And there's some caveats in here, right? So he's going to do his A3 right there, right? He places Enfeeble on the highest crit damage champ. And then he's going to do his A2, and he's going to place decreased defense and Enfeeble on everybody, but she's going to cleanse it off. Now, notice that counter went up to 13 there. And that's a big thing. You want to keep the counter below 20. Or is it below 20? Maybe it's below 10 somewhere. We'll discuss it later, but you need to keep that shake counter down as much as possible. So I'll go into that in a little more detail later on, but you can see it's just cycling through all of those, because you don't want these passives with the shade counters and stuff to kick in. Otherwise, it's going to totally mess up your run. But you know, minute and a half, we're maybe 2/3 the way there. So it would be nice if I don't know, you know, with 2 cold hearts, if it would be better than, like, say, a cold heart and a drop defense, possibly there. I'd have to look in. I haven't really looked as to what his max HP is and see if we can like hit the 10% cap there. So, but we're hitting pretty hard. For me, it's reasonable, especially considering you're using 5 rares. That, you know, 3 of them you're probably not really using too much anymore. If you know, if you're doing stage 25 of Shogun, you are probably most likely in game and almost next to never use rares, except for the cold hearts, and you probably have several of those. But you know, you could theoretically, I guess, use a husk and or Royal Guard. But there you go. So 235. My best is 233. So far it has not failed, but I will not say it's 100%, because with his defense being low, it has become questionable. So let's go over here to the Bastion. We'll take a look at them for probably close to final builds here for stage 25. So the 5-star Cold Heart got her some crit damage and some perception. You don't really need accuracy, but because we can't decrease the turn meter. But if I use her elsewhere, then I wanted it. But her total stats here: 40,000 HP, 3,200 attack. Not that it matters. Only 1,600 defense. But like I said, you want to be closer up to this 40,000 HP so she doesn't get targeted. 247 speed. Over 70% crit rate like we need, and 287 crit damage, so we're real close there to the Gnarlhorn. In this particular case, the accuracy is not needed, but you might need it elsewhere. She is fully booked. I do have Hero Soul's Blessing on her. Probably could change that to Phantom Touch, and that would be better. But when I was using her for stage 25 of Spider, when I was farming that a lot, Hero Soul is a very good blessing for Spider. So that's why that's there, and I just haven't changed it. As far as her masteries go, and this is where kind of an important thing is, but seeing the masteries here, and we came down to Flawless Execution. You could switch over to War Master if you end up having too much crit damage there. And then again, some accuracy, Lord Steel, Master Hexer, and those blessings there. We should have slightly different. I think we took Cycle of Magic here. for Cold Hard, that's not going to matter too much there, but again, mostly the same. Masteries again coming down to flawless execution. Again, she is fully booked with Phantom Touch. It's just 3-star, but there we go. And then she is in 2 speed sets. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the crit damage, but it's not a big deal. But overall, 245 speed, so that's right at the minimum cutoff. 38.8. So, like I said, you want to get closer to 40. At 30,000, she was getting hit, and she's getting hit hard enough that she was dying. And I was like, why is her and Narhorn both getting hit? That shouldn't have been happening. But I think it's because the HP was too low there. Again, over 70% crit rate, and then 249% crit damage. 251 again on the accuracy, but not that big a deal there. Now the Gnarlhorn has 2-star blessing, and after watching Biohack's video there, your DPS, your DPS and Gnarlhorn need to have at least a total of 4 blessings. I have 7, so I am in the good there. I put him in Perception and 2 crit damage sets so I could get that crit damage up as high as possible. So for him, 70,000 HP, that's probably overkill. 2,300 defense, that is probably underkill. 183 speed, so that's about right in the middle of the speed range there, but 293% crit damage, so the higher the better there, so he gets attacked. And then, accuracy and all that doesn't matter. He is fully booked, but it doesn't matter because we're only using the A1, and, Phantom Touch blessing again for him because he's a rare. As far as masteries, came down with more master, and then counterattack here. So this is not bad because he'll do his A1, and based on his blessing, he'll actually drop the shade counter there by whatever the number is. Let's see, reduces the champion here, so we're good to go through here as far as these masteries. Let's switch over to Paragon here. So here's Paragon's masteries again. War Master, Spirit Haste doesn't matter, but we just kind of came down this side. This was, oh god, this was a build for a long time ago. One of the Doom Tower bosses or something where, you set him up and go, but it'd take like 20 minutes. Anyway, he's fully booked. Well, he's not fully booked, but you just need his A2 booked. And then went ahead and went Toxic to get him a little more damage. Went with Resilience to help him get a little more defense and HP. Because again, we want to get him over that 40,000, but you see he's like at 3,600 defense and 51. That would be ideal for Nilehorn as well. He is at 175, so slightly lower end of that speed range there. We don't care about crit damage, crit rate. Don't really care about resistance or anything. He is pretty much there to actually put unkillable on Gnarlhorn. That's the other reason Gnarlhorn needs to be in the lead, so that Paragon is always putting it on him. If you can get some crit rate in there with some crit damage, great. That'll help a little bit, but not mission required. Then Reliquary Tender, we put her in speed set, and this is where you got to kind of watch out with that speed tune there. But I got her at 284, so the bottom end, and remember it's 284 to 285 speed range there. No stats as far as crit rate, crit damage. Don't care about resistance or accuracy either. Just a good amount of HP and a good amount of defense, as much as you can get here. She is fully booked. Of course, the big thing really is the continuous heal with the cleanse. And you want somebody that's a cleanser on 3-turn cooldown, so it doesn't have to be Reliquary Tender, but hey, why not use her? And got Phantom Touch. Now, where I was getting screwed, blued, and tattooed for so long was her masteries. I had masteries on her. All I did was reset, and boom, all of a sudden the tune started working. So what was happening here? I think I had, which one did I have here? I had Cycle of Revenge chosen for when I was using her elsewhere. That's increasing the turn meter. That was screwing me up. And I had Cycle of Magic. So what was happening is she was actually, even though I dropped the speed almost, I was only 3 speed faster than the fast DPS. And with that doggone Psycho Magic, she kept taking a cleanse turn just right before the boss actually went and did his A2, and then she's, last in line and is not cleansing, and the shake counter goes up through the roof. One of those passive kicks in, and your run gets foobarred. So, I could probably pick some blessings here, but don't sit there and pick anything that's going to give you turn meter. Sorry, anything that's going to give you turn meter increase, or change the potential cooldown of a skill there, or that will mess up your run. So those are the 5 champions there, but I'm going to jump over and kind of show you the spreadsheet that Biohack came up with, and hopefully I can do a good enough job as he did and explaining what's going on there. So we'll see you over there in a minute. All right, so this is a blessing counter that has some use here that Biohack came up with, and I know the video is already pretty long, so I'm going to try and go over it real quick. So basically you have your Cleanser, Gnawhorn, your DPS champions, and your Paragon, and whatever star blessing they have. For me, I have 1, 2, 5, 3, and 1. Actually, Paragon is 0 here. Okay. And then you have your turns per cycle. So cycle is, of course, the A3, the A2, and then the 2 A1s. Hopefully you're not getting any passives kicked in. So turn per cycle, and then you also have turns between the A3 and A2, and then you have turns after the A2. So the turns per cycle, remember, A3, A2, and the 2 A1s, you need to have a counter with your blessings there that is above 28. Hopefully you can see that 28 there, but 28 is the cutoff. So for me, I have 30. That's good. You want the big number here above what the minimum requirement is. That way we can get his shade counter back down to 0 before it comes passive time and you get foobarred. Now, between the A3 and A2 turns there, you need to have that shade counter at 9 or lower. So what's going to happen is he's going to crit you on the A3. That's going to give 5. He crits you with the A2. That's 10. You cleanse. That's 18 because you get 8 when you cleanse. And you need to get it back down below 9 before he does his first A1. Well, I'm hitting 12. 18 minus 12 is actually going to be below 9, right? Because that's 6. So if this number's higher than this, you're good on all of these, right? So 28, 9, and then the last one is 4. So total post A2 is, you need to be below 4 there. And of course, and you're only going to have Gnawhorn and the faster DPS doing hits there. So you need to have at least 4 stars of blessing between the 2 of them. I have 7, so I'm good to go there. So your faster DPS and your Gnawhorn need to have at least 4 there. And then, of course, like I said, you need to meet the other criteria as well first. But there's kind of a quick breakdown of the shake counter, because if you are above those numbers, which means you don't have enough blessings there, you're above those numbers, those passive kick in, his turn counter, his shade counter shoots through the roof. Next thing you know, he's ignoring unkillable, block debuffs, whatever. He's either wiping half or your entire team with one big hit, and trust me, it falls apart quickly. So that's why blessings play a big factor in this. It doesn't matter what type of blessings, it matters the star number of the blessings there. Anyway, I wanted to bring that up. Thanks again to Biohack for coming up with this and, of course, explaining it. And hopefully I did at least a reasonable job explaining it in a reasonable amount of time there. So you can just, and I'll link his video, which has the link to this shade counter spreadsheet, and you can double check real quick. Okay, so I went and just changed the team setup. I threw Artak in with the in place of the higher blessing Cold Heart, and he's actually slightly faster there. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to run this on auto, and we're going to see if it works with Artac and Cold Heart. Hopefully he'll land some brimstones and some HP burns, but I'm not going to hold my horses there because no HP burns so far. But let's see if this will actually work. Be a mastery. Now, that could be screwing up things for him. That's probably right there. There is the cause of why he is every now and then going out of tune. So if we took that off, this would probably work, but we'd have to get way more accuracy to make it worthwhile, because he did not land an HP Born or a Brimstone 1, so we're getting hit left and right with the 3%. So that is not good there, but at least we figured out why Artac is not working and causing the problem. So, okay, so we're going to run it with Cold Heart and Thylesia here, and hopefully this works. And Cold Heart is 1 speed faster, so this tune should work. It's probably actually going to be slower, though, than just the dual Cold Hearts, but we will see at the end here. There you have it. Of course, almost 4 minutes there, but did work with Thylesia there, so I would like to try, and maybe tomorrow I'll work on it, but it's pretty late for me, and I don't want to put more effort into it right this moment, but I might try and see if I can get Thylesia up to speed with high enough accuracy to reasonably land that decreased defense, and see if that will actually make the run faster, about the same. I'm going to suspect it will be faster, but I don't know that it will beat my best time there. So, gonna be a catch-22 if I can even get her up that high in accuracy and the speed, plus have some survivability. But anyway, there you go. Hopefully that was helpful on not only how to beat stage 25 and or 24 there, but also to get there from at least stage 10. Hopefully everybody can at least get to stage 10 pretty easy, and then it's a matter of working your way up, because it was taking me a while to figure out how to get up to even stage 24 or 25 so that you can start farming it. But again, hopefully that was helpful. Have a nice day.